In this video, I'm going to introduce GeForce RTX 3090 Suprim X 24GB, and this is indeed a masterpiece. Hello everyone, this is Bryant from MSI Graphics Card Product Marketing, and today I'm honored to introduce, or at least to bring a card in front of you with our highest models on the market. It's called Suprim. Suprim is a composed word. It goes with SU for superior, PR for profound, and IM for impossible. So as you can see and you can tell, this card has its mission to make a giant leap in graphics cards and to redefine graphics card what it can be in the future. So the entire packaging and the card itself are totally in a new design that we have been working on this card for a long way. And then we put on dedication to build this card. So Suprim is our highest end model. And Suprim X is the overclocked model. We built Suprim series with 3 different GPUs from NVIDIA, 3090, 3080, and 3070. For 3090 Suprim X, it has the highest core clock speed on the market, which has 1860 megahertz. Compared to with our competitors, this is the highest that you can get off the market. And for 3080 Suprim X, it has 1905 megahertz, which is also highest on the market, and 3070 is also the highest at 1905 megahertz. So we try to make sure each single part of the performance will be the great. So we talk about the core clock, we talk about memory speed, and we make sure all the components will be covered for the heat dissipation. And for this time, we thought, how can we improve the entire design for the entire appearance? So we are thinking, we used the plastic in the past. And now we try to think, okay, how we can implement more materials into this card so you can really see it, feel it, and you can really touch with a different experience that you haven't had before. So aluminum was one of the materials that we thought, okay, it's good for heat dissipation. It's also good to feel, okay, the touch is slightly different, or the touch is really meticulous that you haven't had in the past. And so we applied these materials on the entire shroud, and we make sure that the shroud was brushed so it can have different layers to see from the design itself. So we have 2 different covers at the front, at the 2 sides, and come with the middle part with a brushed aluminum. And then we had a precision cut around the edges to show the different layers. And I think the layers are very important to this design because we want to make sure the reflection from the lights can really shine this car out. So at the back, we had 2 different brush procedures on the aluminum metals with a glass-like transparent dragon shield on this logo. So when it is lit up, you can see the lights come from the dragon and to shine through this entire design in the case. The Suprim fonts is cut into the aluminum cover on the back plate. So this is not printed, this is cut on this entire design. So you can really see Suprim has different texture from the aluminum material. So it also has the precision cut around the edges at the back of the GPU. For 30 series GPU, I think power is very important for the GPU to perform a very good FPS in games. So we check out how we can improve the entire system, especially from the card, to make sure the extreme performance will be kept in games. So we built on this PCB with 3 different 8-pin power connectors. So you can get 525 watts out of this card. But actually it's kept at 420 watts for the TGP, and the power limit is 450 watts for the power limit. So we want to make sure the performance is there. And we also want to make sure you can have the experience out of this card with the best FPS in games. But for this kind of watts, for this kind of consumption, you really need a very good thermal solution. So that's why we built Suprim series with its exclusive thermal solution on its own. We call it Traverse 2S. On Traverse 2S, we put it on a memory heat pipe. since GDDR6X memories is very, very hot. So we create a VIP treatment for the memories at the front. We also create 2 heat pipes to dissipate heat for the memories at the back, especially on 3090. So this is for 3090. So we try to make sure each single part is covered with our thermal solution, and we don't really let those heat go away from this card. We catch it and we dissipate it, and to make sure this card as cool as possible in a silent way. Speaking of RGB design, so we put it onto different sides, especially at the front and at the sides. So you can shine through this masterpiece with glorious RGB lighting. And for this card, we also want to make sure you can have the possibility to overclock this card. So the power limit is set at 450 watts for 3090. So it still has the room for you to do overclocking. We already make this card available on the market with a price tag at $1749 for 3090 Suprim X and $899 for 3080 Suprim X. So if you want this card really, really bad, please stay tuned.